Come on in, everyone.
Get up.
Fill in.
Come on.
Come on in down this way, everyone. We can fill in all the way down here.
Come on, open your ears and open your pocketbooks. Right this way, ladies and gentlemen. Come here.
Come on in, everyone. You can get in close. Wow.
That's some new music.
I have never seen anything like this.
Can you believe that? Did you hear that music? Woo! That is jazz. Any ever hear anything like that before?
No.
Maybe you, but nobody, you ain't ever heard that. You know why? That is the first jazz record ever made, 1918. The original Dixieland Jazz Band playing the Livery Stable Blues. And I'm not talking about whore hands, livery, where I left my horse this morning. I'm talking downriver, New Orleans. This is a new kind of music. This is the blues with a beat. It's ragtime with rhythm. It's song with syncopation and improvisation. It's jazz. And you can hear it right here in Lanesboro, Minnesota for only a nickel.
Uh-oh. I knew there was a catcher.
Come on.
There's already one in there. There's already one in
All
there.
right, thank you. That's a cheap trip to New Orleans.
Man, we used to have one of these back at base camp. Oh, it sure helped pass the time by.
Yeah. This is Irwin, my son. He just returned back from serving at the base in Washington. My other two sons, Gerhard and Reuben, are still serving. And I knew you'd be interested in this, because my son is an inventor. Well, all my sons are inventors. So. Good. Yep. Oh. And here's a Kodak of my son making his first wireless system while he was just a young
I
lad.
never saw that.
And he reached all the way to Iowa.
Father, please, must you? Well, since we're showing Kodaks, here's a recent one of myself working the wireless for the Army Signal Corps. Our job was perfecting the use of radio waves for our airplanes. Here I am at the wireless station.
Hey, let me see that. You know, I've been training on the airplanes to go back to Germany. We have something very similar to that, a lot smaller, but
Yeah, it was a radio.
radio. Yeah, that's it.
Very
That's it.
modern engineering, and we find it just fascinating.
You betcha. You know, I'd love to talk a little bit later about this. My family, the Nelson, we got the Nelson store right down here. I got to get to work, but let's catch up, okay?
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Gilbert.
Okay. All right. Looks like a good time for me to disappear, so I'm going to leave you to the youngins.
Heine Hoff, I haven't seen you since our return.
Shh, it's Henry now, not Heine. Too
Oh.
German. That public safety man might be nearby.
Oh, I'll make sure to remember that. Hey, have you heard about the dance tonight? Are you and Pearl Peterson still together?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Excuse
you
me.
okay?
Mustard.
Why don't you sit down here? Were you gassed?
Yeah.
Mustard?
Yes.
I know that cough all too well. I was stationed at an army hospital in Givres, France, and after a truckload of mustard gas patients came in, it was like a choir of coughers.
Well, if it isn't the Norwegian nurses from North Prairie. Hey, sounds like a song.
Good to see you too, Irwin. Oh, do you know who I saw while I was in Givres? Who? Paul de Villiers, the candy shop
No,
manager.
he's a
Yes, we were at the YMCA dance, and he asked me to dance.
I'm so
nearly
lucky.
fainted.
So 1,000 miles away, and there he is. Honestly,
I'll swear it on a stack of Bibles, Minnie. I used to have eyes for him, but not after meeting my husband, Albert.
Husband? Tell us all, come on.
Well, Albert was one of my mustard gas patients, and I found him to be the kindest, most gentlemanly patient I'd ever had. Well, you know, we felt like it was the right thing.
makes it almost worth going to the front. So, your new last name?
Yeah, come on. Kaiser.
Josephine Kaiser Wilhelm. Oh, that monster.
Irwin! Well, it's true. Cross my heart. It's spelled differently, though. So, Anna, let's hear about your experience. Oh, well, I was stationed in Camp Dodge, Iowa, so no mustard gas where I was, but I was so surprised. That place is as big as a town. Really? You would never guess. However, being so big, we had so many cases of the Spanish influenza. Literally one after the other. No Sunday school picnic. But maybe we should change the subject.
Can do. So Anna, would you like to accompany me to the dance tonight? It would be an honor.
And a pleasure for me. So I heard you were stationed at Fort Taylor in Kentucky?
Indeed, and I agree with everything Anna said about the influenza. Same there.
Hey, it sounds like a military convention to me. I feel right at home in this group.
Well, we were tossing around a few diseases, I guess. So where were you stationed? Doctor, mayor, captain?
Well, doctor's a term I prefer most, and I wasn't in the Army long, but I was really proud of that outfit. I saw far more flu cases than I ever wanted to see in my entire career. And then I came home to find it prevalent in our own home area. In fact, I attended to every one of Mrs. Johnson's boys.
And he did a good job. But they all died. Each one of them, one after the other. And my son, Oscar, he was so excited to see his brothers when he came home from the war. And they're no longer part of this earth. And it was Oscar I was so worried about. But he's home, alive and well.
My son died of the influenza in Indianapolis in training before he even ever went over to the front.
Oh, I know what you're going through, and I know it's not much of a consolation, but you are a gold star mother.
Yes. Yes.
In the Army, they taught us and informed us to keep very quiet about the influenza so we didn't look weak in front of the enemy. And then Dr. Drake said that President Wilson said, hey, told all the family doctors this is nothing to worry about. Well, I'll tell you what, any disease that causes your skin to turn dark purple and blood to start oozing out of several areas of the body is something we need to know about, Kaiser or not.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and I got home, I attended to Mrs. Martin O'Boyam. 2 days she died, 2 days, and left 14 children. I remember Martin praying in Norwegian, Vår Herre, hvor skal du slå opp? Which means, my God, why did you cut so deep? Some of this could have been prevented. Well, Miss Quandred, why don't you tell me a little bit about your experience?
Okay, well, we were swamped with influenza cases, of course, at Fort Taylor, Doctor. I'm sure Anna will agree that we never imagined we would end up seeing so many terribly sick young men who were dying in our arms.
Yes. In fact, the matron at our station said, we're very proud of our girls who are fighting on the battlefront, but you girls here, you're fighting a battle on the home front. This influenza is a war.
Well, Miss Brown, how about some of your experience in France?
Well, it's Mrs. Kaiser
That's
now.
right.
Doctor, my life will never be the same after being a nurse on the front. It was really something to have a real purpose for one's energies. Our troops were so brave, but sometimes so terribly wounded that we could barely hold back the tears. We did our best to make their lives happier and more comfortable, and they all appreciated that. The ones that were recovering, we danced with at the YMCA dances. That brought smiles to their faces. I don't think I could ever find a more fulfilling job.
Well, Anna, Minnie, Josephine, you have all served your country well, and we're proud of you.
Thank you.
I sure hope you'll join us for the victory parade with the soldiers in just a little bit.
Yep,
It's
I'll
going to be
die.
something to remember. So, well, let's shake a leg. So.
I think all your guests should come and visit the Langley Olson Flatiger department store.
Okay.
It's the biggest in town, and my husband is an owner. It used to be called Nelson and Nelson. You know, I'm sure you know. Sam Nelson, the state representative and father of Luther the airman. Well, they sold it to us a couple of years ago. Anyway, thanks, Doctor. I'll see you at the parade.
Okay, we'll see all of you at the parade.
Yes, bye, Doctor. Everybody else, follow me, and I'll show you the biggest department store in